So this is an earlier graph, and if you'll notice the label on your function is f of x. You guys should have this right in front of you as you watch this video, f of x. And then all of these say f of x. They're general descriptions of f of x. Now, in the ideal world, this is what I would give you on your upcoming exam and quiz, and I will give you some of these. However, I'm going to force you to code switch. So what should you have? You should have this sheet right in front of you. You should have this other sheet that forces you to code switch. And you should have your table, right? Or your note cards right next to each other, side by side. All right, so I'm going to show you what you likely will have on your upcoming quiz. Okay. So instead of your upcoming quiz will read f of x, but instead of it saying f is concave up, it's going to say f double prime is positive, or it'll say f prime is increasing. So you're going to have to code switch. You will have to know that these two things mean that I'm telling you your function is concave up. For the second one, instead of it saying your function is decreasing, I'm going to say the first derivative is negative. And instead of saying your function is constant, I'm going to find out where f prime is equal to 0. Instead of saying that your function has an inflection point, I'll write where is, can you make this correction please? I see an error. F double prime equal to 0. Hopefully I'll change that in the sheet that I send out to you. Okay, so those are the first 4 that are requiring your code switching. Okay, so 5 through 9 also will require code switching if I give it to you in this form. All right. So instead of saying that you have a function that has a local maximum, I'll say your function is constant by saying f prime equals 0. And then I'll say that your function is concave down by saying the second derivative is negative. For number 6, instead of coming out right and saying your function is concave down, I'll say where is f double prime negative, or the first derivative is decreasing. For 7, instead of saying f is increasing, I'll say the first derivative is positive. And for 8, instead of saying the slope of f is undefined, I'll say f prime is undefined. And then for 9, instead of saying the local minimum, I'll say the first derivative is 0 and your second derivative is positive. Another error on my part. I'll correct that on the sheet that I send out to you so that you won't be confused as you go along.